Today, we're 7 hours away from Luka's preseason debut. What's J.J. Redick's plan for the superstar? Our Dave McMenamin is standing by with the latest. Plus, the Mavs, they gave us a glimpse of how they plan to build their new offense around Cooper Flagg. What is the plan and how will it work? Perk's here to tell us. And Wemby is doing things that only he can on the basketball court. We'll show you exactly what we mean. I know I said that only he can, but maybe there's a short list of people or a very, very tall list of people who can do this as well. Boban is here with us today. Are you ready to take on Perk one-on-one?
Born ready.
Born ready. But first, let's get to our top story of the day here. Luka Doncic set to play in his first preseason game of the year. The Lakers, they're in Phoenix facing the Suns tonight. LA gave Luka some extra time to get ready for the season. He's coming off FIBA Eurobasket, where he's averaged a tournament record 34.7 points per game. Luka will have a heavy load on his shoulders to start the season, with LeBron James currently sidelined with sciatica on his right side, as expected to miss the first few weeks of the season here. Now, J.J. Redick, he said he plans to play Luka in the final 2 of 3 of these last preseason games here. And if he plays tonight, it would seem likely, right, that Luka's going to miss tomorrow's game against the Mavericks on a back-to-back. We're going to keep a close eye on his status there. That game, it's in Las Vegas, and it will be on ESPN. Brian Windhorst and Kendrick Perkins joining us as well. Perk, it's not very often that you look short here at our desk, and yet here we are.
Big fella.
Let's stick with Luka here for now. We're going to get to the big fellas later. Brian, what are you looking for from Luka tonight?
Well, you just mentioned how many points he averaged in Eurobasket. Yep. There's no reason to believe, especially with LeBron out, that Luka isn't getting off to a great offensive start to the season. And by the way, Austin Reeves has looked really good in the preseason so far. And when Austin Reeves played with Luka last year, a lot without LeBron, which happened a handful of times, he was very prolific. So I actually think the Lakers can survive this stretch. You have Luka and Austin Reeves leading the scoring. It will allow them to play 2 defenders in Jared Vanderbilt and Marcus Smart, who's also going to make his Laker debut tonight.
You know, my grandpa always used to tell me, you know what I'm saying, put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? Well, the tobacco is there for Luka. Is he going to put it in his pipe? Is he going to smoke it? Why do I say that? Is because not only was LeBron monitoring the Lakers this offseason, Luka was doing the same, right, Wendy? You talked about how is he going to sign the contract extension. The Lakers went out and made moves. Luka helped recruited 2 guys, Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
I'm starting tonight. I want to see the chemistry between Luka and DeAndre Ayton. We know that he loves a live threat at the basket. They didn't have that consistently last year. And now you go out, you get a young guy in DeAndre Ayton who's just touching the surface of his prime. And now let's see how that match, how it's going to look together with him and Luka.
Yeah, watching the early fruits of that partnership is certainly something that's going to be interesting. You have a unique take on this, Boban, because you played with Luka Doncic.
Yes, I play with Luka Doncic, and he's beast. Not because he's my friend, I think he's really beast. I know I watched him this summer on Europe Championship, and how he play. Okay, full respect to all Slovenian players, but without him, like, they will not be what they be, and they have a great game, and they almost win Europe Championship, Germany.
Boban, imagine if he had played for Serbia, as he could have. Boban played for Team Serbia. Imagine if Luka played for Serbia.
We will be unstoppable. Jokic and him together, and Jokic become like lob threat too.
Well, that's what that unstoppable, that beast nature is what the Lakers are hoping that they're going to get out of Luka starting tonight.
Yeah, so Luka's in an interesting spot here. So the Lakers obviously have made some additions, as Perk mentioned this year with DeAndre Ayton, to try to make this year special. But they're sort of in the interim here, because when you look at their roster, 8 of their players are free agents after this year. Luka signed his extension long term. As the Lakers try to figure out who their future is around Luka, I'm not so sure if any of these guys, probably Austin Reeves would be my number 1. Even LeBron, I don't know where he's going to be next year. So part of this season, while the Lakers try to maximize what they've got, is who amongst these guys are core players alongside Luka for the medium haul?
But it might not be none of these guys, to be honest, and that's on Luka, right? You want to be eye candy. You want guys to want to come join and play alongside Luka Doncic, like guys wanted to play with a Steph or a LeBron or, you know. And so at the end of the day, again, this is his team. You want to make sure that you still have, you know, the mindset, the focus, the discipline to say that, hey, I want to go over there and play with Luka. So, again, it's a test season for them. I get that part, but again, it's a test around the league because all eyes are going to be on Luka Doncic.
Including LeBron James, right? Dave McMenamin has talked on this show before about how LeBron early in the season is going to be watching the way that this Lakers group looks. We know that the Lakers outscored opponents by 152 points when Luka was on and LeBron was off last year. That's what they are trying to build on, that team that finished third in the Western Conference. We did have some great action, though, on the court last night. Brian, I know you're not crazy about the preseason, but you got to be crazy about this. Victor put up his biggest game that we have seen thus far, the Spurs in Indy last night. This is how this one went down. Early in the first quarter, the Spurs on the fast break with Wemby leading the break. What?
This is what he can do. I mean, on all honesty, he probably should dribble a little bit less, but he's really good with the ball.
He's not listening to you here. Gets the steal, runs the floor, lobs it to Stephon Castle. Perk, we're used to seeing him catch the lob.
I know, but look, that's the beauty of having a guy that's 7'3", 7'5". Oh! KD and Shaq combined right there. God bless America.
A little later in the quarter, Wemby hits the step back three.
This package of highlights is crazy.
Exactly. 10 now for Wemby. He's made his first 6 shots for anyone who is counting here. Harrison Barnes at the free throw line. Wemby just effortless putback.
Easy.
You could do that, right?
I can do that. I can try to do that.
19 first half points for Victor Wembanyama. And as we mentioned earlier, there's not that many people that can do that flat-footed. Boban is one of them. Third quarter here, Spurs down 9. Barnes lobs it up to Wemby. Perky throws it down again.
I mean, that's what I love, though, the mixture, Malika, playing inside out, and this young man right here, Dylan Harper. Jesus Christ.
Wemby drives, finds Keldon Johnson for the bucket. He had 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Hey, Rick Carlisle, what did you think of Wemby in this game?
Look, I'm just glad we only see the guy twice a year. And I'd love to see him in the finals. You know, actually, it's going to be 4 times a year this year because we play him again on Friday, which is great because he presents a different kind of challenge, and this is a great opportunity for our centers to have to navigate a different style of unicorn type player. I mean, that's a fact.
So Victor is just 21 years old, and his growth plates are still open. When he was a rookie, he was listed at a tiny 7'3". A couple years later, he's now listed as 7'5". And we've seen all types of measurements on Victor's true height. But Boban, you've met him. You've stood next to him. How tall are you officially?
I'm officially 7'4".
You're officially 7'4".
7'4", maybe something little bit, but.
And Wemby, were you looking down at him or looking up at him?
I was like, look like this, and I was like, no way. I know because on the paper I was taller. You saw 7'3". I'm 7'4", and I was looking at him. I was like, no way, I'm taller than him.
That has to have not happened to you very many times in your life, because just to be clear, I'm wearing about 5-inch heels right now. So if we don't need to show the get closer there. Just to be clear, if we're taking shoes off here, that's the height that we're talking about. There's only a few players where that is the case here, Brian.
So look, he was listed at 7'3" as a rookie, but that was a lie. He was not 7'3". I believe he was actually about 7'5". He's now listed at 7'5". Boban, I think he might be approaching 7'7".
Well, look,
unofficially.
I mean, listen, with the orthotics, you know what I'm saying, the 2 pair of socks, the ankles tape, definitely could get in there because I'm 6'8", 6'9", but on the floor I was 7'1" because I used to boost myself up.
I was going to say, you were definitely listed at 7 foot. Let's just see one more time what that standing flat foot dunk would look like. And you're doing it on your tippy toes.
He's not even really working that hard.
You're doing it on your tippy toes. Before we rip down this rim here, this is what we're referring to, how he's able to just flat-footed do that.
That's what I do to my sons in the driveway. Lower the basket down, you know what I'm saying, daddy ball. But
Boban was doing something pretty similar.
But seriously, real talk, Boban was just holding onto the rim on his tippy toes. It is there. Victor can do it flat-footed. Boban's 7'4". That's my point. My point is I think he's about 7'7".
And this rim a little bit higher. No,
And so we just wanted to show you exactly how difficult that is. Hey, we got a lot to get to on this show. Coming up.